All right, what's up everyone? Welcome back. Today is Saturday, February 20th, and there is like 2 feet of snow on the ground, but I'm going to go outside and go for a long run on the roads, and I'm gonna be wearing my new, let's see them, Asics Novablast. These just came in the mail, and oh my gosh, these look so cool. I got like the, like spearmint green or something, what are they calling it? Techno Cyan. I stand corrected. It's Techno Cyan. I didn't even realize this, but it kind of matches my iPhone. This Techno Cyan is looking good with these orange laces. So I'm going to try and go out on the roads, and I'm going to try and do, hopefully, possibly, maybe like 20 miles in these. First run, we'll see. If they like start hurting or something, maybe I'll like loop back home and cut it short. Also, I've got the brand new pack from Salomon, the Sense Pro 5. Like, this is the brand new trail running pack. It's kind of a mix of their Ultra Vest and their regular Sense Vest. But yeah, these are really light, and I hope that they actually have traction out there in snow and ice. But we're gonna find that out. Let's go. Alright, let's talk about this shoe, the Asics Novablast. First off, just like usual, I paid for these shoes with my own money, and no one is telling me what to say in this video. So, it's just for you guys. I was very, very impressed with this shoe. It's a very specific use shoe, and we'll get into that, but for what I believe it's intended for, it was awesome. So a couple specs, as always: the stack height in the back, in the heel, 37 millimeters, and in the front, in the forefoot, 27 millimeters. So that's a 10 millimeter drop. And so far, this is the biggest drop I've tried in my post-ultra days, which has been only a couple months, but so far 10 millimeters is the biggest stack height drop that I have ran in. And I have to say, I'm continually surprised by how well I am transitioning into a bunch of these drop style shoes. Like even 10 millimeter drop, it didn't feel like that bad. I just like put them on and start going. I feel like if you're trying to go the other way, going into from a drop style shoe into something that's more flat, balanced cushioning, zero drop, that's when you probably will have maybe a few more issues, maybe a little bit more of like a transitional period that you'll need to go through, because you are actually lengthening the chain, your calf and your Achilles and everything. Whereas if you're going from zero drop into something like a 10 millimeter drop, you're shortening that chain. So honestly, going this direction hasn't been bad at all. Weighing this shoe, it came in at 10.86 ounces, and for a size 11.5, it felt pretty light. I haven't tried a lot of, or any of the like racing super shoes that are supposed to be super light. It was true to size. I didn't have to size up or down. All right, so let's get into my first impressions of this shoe. Straight out of the box, did a 21 miler, about 3 hours, so it's kind of like in between a 7:45 to 8:15 mile pace, just kind of like hovering in there, getting close to zone 3, but just kind of like that, just constant burn, definitely making sure that I could make it through the whole 20 miles. It felt really secure, like it didn't feel like my foot was moving around at all, but it also felt really breathable, moving around to the heel cup. At first it kind of scared me that it was kind of like coming up really far, like towards the Achilles, but that never bothered me at all. Around the heel cup, you know, like I've had the last pair of shoes I reviewed, I had a little bit of issue. Nothing like that here in this shoe, just absolutely great. The tongue is completely cut out from, like, it's just the only place it's connected is right here, like at the base of the laces. I wish it just came a little bit farther out on each side because what I was noticing with the specific way that I wanted my shoe to feel, the specific tightness, it was like just right there on the edge, and these two pieces, kind of like when they came together, was causing just a little bit of irritation, but it didn't happen until about mile 18. It seemed like they could have had the fabric just go a little bit farther on each side right up here at the top, and that would have fixed the issue that I was having with it. So we'll have to like continue testing that, and I'll keep you guys updated on how I feel with that. To the midsole, it's got Asics Flight Foam Blast, which is a lighter foam, and that's kind of how they're able to get more of it in there for this like higher stack height. The only thing I did notice was that since it is so soft, it wasn't like the most I would say predictable, like on like turning left and right. It just kind of felt like my foot did sink in left and right just a little bit, but when I was running straight, it felt awesome. And then on the outsole, there's this cutout here that starts in the heel and it goes towards almost the midfoot, and then there is a oval cutout that is right around the forefoot. And what this does is Asics says that this creates a trampoline effect. I mean, I have to say, like, I don't disagree with it. I did feel like when I was hitting the ground, it did feel like I was kind of springing back up and moving forward. I felt like the ride was just absolutely, like, I mean, first run, it just felt great. Like, I felt like the energy transfer was good. Like, what I was trying to put into this shoe was good. When I wanted to go fast, it responded well, helped me go faster. When I wanted to slow down, it just felt super comfortable. The outsole of this rubber is called a Air Plus, I think is how it's pronounced, and it's supposed to have twice the abrasion protection, which is really great. The only thing is that there's not much of it, and so the traction, once it, like, because there was a lot of parts where it was icy and snowy, some parts where like the snow was starting to melt in the sun, and so it was wet, it's going through puddles, and in those situations, this didn't do great. Like, I had to slow down a little bit just to make sure that I wasn't going to slip and fall, because there's not much here, and what is there is pretty flat. Like, there is some like texture to it, so running on dry pavement, it was no problems at all. But once you get into a little bit of like situations where you need a little bit extra traction, this didn't perform as well. But I don't think the point of this outsole is to be super grippy in bad conditions, so it's not really a knock on it. It's just kind of a warning that if it's maybe like a rainy day or something, maybe pick something else, because this shoe, you're probably gonna have to be a little bit more careful when conditions get a little slick out there. And the price, $130. I think this is priced just fine. After my first run, like, I was just really impressed with it, and I was perfectly fine with paying that amount of money for this pair of shoes. I think that, I mean, based off my first run and the way it feels, I think it's gonna last quite a while. So what is this shoe for? I think it's definitely for the long run. If you only had one pair of shoes like this, you could use this for anything, but if you have a couple pairs of shoes in your arsenal, this one is definitely gonna be the one you wanna use for those 18, 20, 25 plus miles. I think you could use this for race day. It's not one of those super shoes with a carbon plate or anything like that, but I think it will get you through the distance comfortably, and I think you're gonna enjoy the ride. All right, so that's it on my first impressions of the Asics Novablast. I'm going to keep running in this shoe because it felt great, and I'll take it to at least 50 miles before I do a full review on it, but check back in soon for that because I don't think it's gonna take me very long. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm having a blast testing out all these new shoes, getting to know all these new brands and technologies and all of that. There are gonna be plenty of trail running shoes on this channel as well. Don't worry about that. Like, obviously I'm an ultra runner, I'm a trail runner, so a lot of those are coming. It's just right in the middle of winter right now, and the trails aren't in the best condition. So I'm getting a lot of road miles, I'm getting a lot of treadmill miles, and so hence all of the road running shoe reviews that are happening right now. But that's it. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so, because this year is going to be awesome. There is so much fun stuff coming up. I've got a couple races coming up real soon that are just gonna be absolutely insane, so you're gonna wanna stick around for that, plus all the new shoe reviews. So that's it. Thank you guys. I'll see you again soon. Bye.